watching us on Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in Sacramento today. I am so glad that Heidi Doyle made the drive from the Lake Tahoe area to talk about her organization. She is the executive director of the Sierra State Parks Foundation. Thank you for driving to Sacramento today.
My absolute pleasure.
So good to meet you. Let's talk most broadly about what the Sierra State Parks Foundation covers. What's the geography of your foundation?
Okay, so the Sierra State Parks Foundation believes that our California state parks in the Lake Tahoe and Donner region
There you have it.
are magnificent gems that belong to the state of California, and they're worthy of our support. So we're one of the 89 cooperating associations throughout the state of California that support California state parks.
And let's explain that, because I learned about that recently speaking with one of your colleagues on the Central Coast.
Exactly.
I was not aware that, I guess I'll say it this way, there's a need for a cooperating organization to support our state parks. I mean, the work you do is pivotal.
Absolutely. So we've been around since 1974, but I can tell you a little bit about today.
Would love that.
The money that the California State Parks gets from the legislature adds up to about 17% of the needs. 17% of the needs. Now, local income, people, camping fees, day use fees, but that makes up about another 25% of the need.
We're not even at 50%.
So there's a huge funding gap. Those gaps are met through different sources, through concession agreements, but much of this gap is through private money raised by organizations like ourselves. This last year, we provided over $500,000 of support to the California State Parks in the Lake Tahoe, Donner area.
And so what does the money do that is provided to the park system through the foundation? Exactly what does it do?
So initially, we were doing simple things by giving rangers some money so they could buy junior ranger badges or volunteer vests.
Whatever it takes.
Today, we're actually funding several critical educational interpretive positions at the state parks. We're funding maintenance positions to take care of our historic landmarks. We're funding tour guides. We're funding visitor center personnel to be inside the visitor center. We're funding major restoration projects like the Donner Monument, or excuse me, the Pioneer Monument at Donner Memorial State Park, or the iconic Vikings Home Castle. We do the big projects that are costing millions of dollars for restoration work, and as simple as, like yesterday, I spent $45 to buy sandwiches for the new park employees to welcome them to our park family.
Before we talk about how we can support your foundation, I'd like to talk about the actual parks that are in your system. Am I counting correctly? There are 8?
Yes, 8 and 7 that we really focus on in terms where we have funding objectives.
Can we go through them? Because
Absolutely.
they are absolutely majestic.
The best part of California.
Right. Should we talk about the Donner Memorial State Park, Donner Lake Truckee?
Absolutely.
Start with that.
So Donner Memorial State Park is really a gateway park into California. At
the
that
Donner
park,
Pass.
exactly.
Right.
So people know about it from the infamous story of the Donner Party, but it's really a story of the pioneer in all of us coming over the Sierra Divide. So at that particular park, there's a wonderful day use area, there's camping opportunities, hiking opportunities, and recently there's a brand new visitor center that talks about our common heritage of the pioneer spirit and crossing the Sierra Divide.
Is the next one that we can talk about Kings Beach State Recreation Area?
Kings Beach State Recreation Area on the North Shore of Lake Tahoe in Kings Beach, California, is really your iconic Southern California beach located right in the right in the middle of Lake Tahoe.
I love it.
During the summer, you would take a picture of Kings Beach and it would look very similar to a picture of Huntington Beach in Southern California. It's very popular, and it brings into that park a huge diverse population of people that aren't normally introduced to our state park system.
Let's talk about Burton Creek State Park.
Burton Creek State Park is an undeveloped 2,000 acres right behind Tahoe City. If you like mountain biking, if you like hiking, if you like cross-country skiing, that is the place to go.
Let's talk. I'm going through these fast. I hope it's okay. Let's talk about Tahoe State Recreation Area.
Tahoe State Recreation Area has several pocket parks, including a basket museum, but most important, more fun for everybody, is a little park of 17 campsites right in the middle of Tahoe City that people have been staying in since the 1930s.
Really? So it's got that kind of retro mid-century feel.
Very much so.
I want to talk about the Ed
Zeeberg.
Sugar Pine Point State Park. This is in West Lake Tahoe.
That's correct. It's on the west shore of Lake Tahoe. It's a park of approximately 3,000 acres.
Oh, so big.
Hiking, camping, amazing historic zone in there.
Tell me.
And the historic zone is the Hellman-Ehrman Estate, located. The property was developed in 1903 by Isaiah Hellman.
Yes, I know that name. He's one of the founders of kind of California.
Absolutely.
And from Southern Cal, I feel like, but did he come up north? Was he Wells Fargo?
Yes, you have the history
I'm
down.
the wealth of irrelevant
Yes.
information.
Well, you got it right. So he immigrated to the United States
Right.
in 1864 when when LA was still a dirt-laden street pueblo. Then he came to Northern California as president of Wells Fargo Bank. One of the first people to start exploring Lake Tahoe as it was getting developed. Built himself a very small mansion, 11-room mansion on the West Shore, which is now an iconic California state landmark.
I love it.
And one of the challenges we have for upkeep.
I love it. Let's go to the next one. D.I. Bliss State Park.
Well, actually, it's DL Bliss.
See, my glasses aren't coming through. D.L. Bliss.
DL Bliss State Park is a magnificent park along the lake shore of Lake Tahoe, camping, hiking along the famous Rubicon Trail. If there is one hiking trail that anybody who comes to Tahoe does, it should be the Rubicon Trail at Lake Tahoe.
I want to quickly go to our next site, which is Emerald Bay State Park. That's famous.
Everybody knows Emerald Bay because when you think of Lake Tahoe, you see the iconic picture of Emerald Bay with the island that is also a California state park.
Wow.
And an odd fact, did you know the water underneath Emerald Bay is a state park? It's a state underwater park.
Come on.
In fact, our foundation is financing a set of interpretive panels that are going to be installed this summer to locate and interpret the barges that are underneath that water.
The last site is Washoe Meadow State Park.
Washoe Meadow State Park, a gem of a piece of property in South Lake Tahoe, right behind a golf course that belongs to state parks. And if you want to see meadow restoration and what old Tahoe was before we had sediment problems, that's the place to visit.
You've convinced me that we need to support your organization. So let's talk about how we can do that.
Excellent. There's 3 ways you can support our organization. We do the tours at Vikings Home and at the Ehrman Mansion. Come take a tour. They're only $10, open every day through the end of September, and you'll really learn about our cultural heritage. While you're there, stop in one of our 7 visitor gift shops where you could pick up wonderful T-shirts and books to learn about the area. To do that, we have a variety of fundraising events all throughout the summer, ranging from a wildfire hike to a elegant soiree at the new visitor center at Donner State Park, to a pancake breakfast that we are hosting on 4th of July weekend.
What a treat.
So you can go to our website and see our full list of our events.
Now, what if we're not from the area, but we still want to support you? I assume, are you taking donations?
Absolutely.
Is that the third way?
Well, the third way is become a member. Join us.
So that's part of the donation process.
Become a Tahoe local. Join our foundation. Go to our website, www.sierrastateparks.org. Our memberships start at $25, and that makes you part of the team to be part of all the amazing work we're doing supporting your California state parks.
You're a treat. I am so glad to have met
Thank
you.
you.
Her name is Heidi Doyle. She's the executive director of the Sierra State Parks Foundation in Lake Tahoe, California. I'm Brad Pomerance in Sacramento, local edition.